Family, how y'all doing? So fam, it's a little chilly out here, but I still felt like coming out and recording, and I did a little bit of yoga, warmed up a little bit. So fam, in this video, I want to talk about being a healer, and I want to share 5 signs that you are a true healer. Now, okay, let's get into it. Number 1, the first sign that you are a healer is that you probably don't have many people to fall back on, many people to depend on, and you're kind of like meant to experience many things and go through many things and deal with many things in life on your own. And the reason for it is because if you haven't gone through anything that you have to heal from, then how do you help other people? How can you actually help other people to heal without knowing what they're feeling or what they've been or what they're going through? So we have to experience some things in order to be able to help others heal, help them how to find a way to get out of certain situations and have the strength and courage to change certain situations. So for the most part, if you are a healer, you probably had a kind of tough life, a rough life. You know, sometimes when I think about my life and, you know, I didn't really think that my life was a difficult life. It wasn't a rough life. I feel like I was protected in lots of ways. Now, my mom may have passed away and I didn't have her from the age of 2. And my father being an old school island man, you know, not being very nurturing and things like that. Luckily, I had a big brother that helped me in certain ways, but I know many people who had a life that was way more difficult than that. So that's probably why I didn't look at my life as very difficult until I got older, matured, went through an awakening. Then I start to realize how alone that I was at many times in my life and having to kind of figure a lot of things out on my own. So that's one of the signs. That's the first sign that you are a healer, that you probably had a difficult life, probably way more difficult than mine, you know. I've heard some terrible stories. I've never had to deal with being sexually abused or even, maybe a little physical abuse, but not as bad as some people I know. So, you know, I guess we get what we can handle, right? So, that's the first sign that you are a healer, that you've been through quite a few things, have had a tough life, and may feel like you don't have many people to depend on or fall back on. And even if you do have a couple of people that you can depend on and you can, you know, look to for help at times, you probably don't want to. You probably don't want to ask people for anything. And that takes me to number 2. The second sign that you are a healer is that you may have an issue with asking for help, receiving help from people. You may have an issue with that. And that's a part of us that needs to be healed too. That's a sign of the healer that needs healing themselves, where we're afraid to ask for help or just don't want to. It's like you don't want to inconvenience anyone. You don't want to, and there's sometimes people who would love to help you, who wants to help, but you have an issue with taking things from people, receiving things from people. And that's something that we all need to work. That's something I definitely need to work on. I feel like I do a lot of, and I'm talking about not just receiving help in a financial way or with material possessions. I mean, energetically. In most cases, you don't even like to bother people with your issues or any drama, and you don't really like asking people for things. So that is the second sign that you are a healer. You may have an issue with receiving, asking for help, and just always being the one who's giving all the time. And that takes me to number 3. That's the third sign that you are a healer is that you are a giver, right? You're always giving, helping, doing things for people. And like I said, it's not always in a financial way. It's sometimes just energetically giving your energy to people, right? Sometimes, for many of us, and this is a part of us that we need to work on, we have a habit of overgiving with our energy, overgiving with things and helping and providing for people, overgiving. So being an overgiver is a sign that you are a healer, and that's something that we need to work on. That's something that I'm learning to balance and still learning that. Because I'll just easily connect with somebody and just, giving my energy or trying to do things for them, and gotta find a balance. Because what happens with many of us is we create a monster by doing that. We sabotage our own connections and relationships with people, whether it's love relationships, family, friends. When we have this habit of overgiving and not speaking up, people then expect you to keep doing it, or it may take advantage of you. So if you have a problem, so if you have been the type to overgive to the point where it's not even really appreciated anymore, that's what happens. Like I said, when you overgive, sometimes you create a monster by just doing too much. So that's the third sign that you are a true healer, is that you are a giver and sometimes an overgiver. And we need to get it together with that. In a perfect world, a person would meet you and see that you're a giver, and they would do something like appreciate you. They would appreciate you, but they would say, wow, this is a nice person. This is someone who is, kind and giving. So let me appreciate this person and give to them the same way they give to me. That's in a perfect world. But unfortunately, we have people that will meet you and see that you're a giver and decide that, oh, I done got me either a dummy, so let me just take advantage and take until you have to kick their ass to the curb. Send them to go find somebody to play with. That's usually how it happens. And that takes me to number 4. The fourth sign that you are a true healer is that you have been connected to or attached to a narcissist or 2 or 3. Hopefully not. Hopefully you'll learn after 1, after 2. I don't like calling people narcissists. People just be tossing it around, just calling everybody a narcissist. So I don't really like calling people a narcissist, but to be totally honest, it's kind of nicer than some of the things that I would call them. So I guess I'll go with narcissist. So you probably have dealt with a narcissist or 2 or 3, which, like I said, these are people who have issues themselves and people who need to heal. And usually, if you're a healer, you're probably an empath. And I think that's probably most of the connections that narcissists have is with empaths, and empaths with narcissists. It's like this connection that's just like, eek. Like you as an empath is easier to take advantage of until you really start to learn your power, But that's number 4. I'm not going to go way deep into that, but you already know. If you are empathic, most likely you have been with a narcissist or 2 or 3. They could be anybody, family members and good friends, supposedly lovers, like anybody, For me, it's been mostly relationships where I have had these connections with people who are narcissists that I actually did not even see the signs until after it was over, believe it or not. That's the empathic thing, where we're always just looking for the good and we just ignore red flags. So that's number 4. Being connected to narcissists. But we're done with that, right, fam? We have learned, right? Yeah, right. And number 5, I'm getting cold, y'all. Number 5 is that people are drawn to you, right? You have people that really like your energy and are drawn to you. Like, as a massage therapist, I have people that definitely come to me because they like the massage, and they either, sometimes they pass out and you can hear them snoring, they're sleeping, and sometimes they're just silent and they're just like in a zone, like just enjoying the massage. And then I have people who I truly believe come to talk to me, because they just talk the whole time, and I don't even know if they even are enjoying the massage anymore, because they're just talking. I've had some very interesting situations where I can tell it's my energy that make these people this comfortable. There was one young lady I met, first time she walked in for a massage, and like, so how you doing today? How you feeling? Any pain, soreness, anything? This girl just came straight out, well, I got beat up by my ex-boyfriend, so my body's just really sore, and my friend brought me here out of town to kind of get away, and she just went in, and I was just like, and then during the massage, here we are now, we're talking about relationships and dating and loving yourself, and this girl just came straight out, right after the introduction of I'm Nadia, to just telling me everything, right? And I have had many people do this. I've had people start crying during a massage. This is something that happens when you're a healer. People just share stuff with you that for certain they won't do that with everybody. They're not going to just meet a random stranger and just start telling, all of their personal business to. So that is a sign that you are a healer, that people just are drawn to you. People like your energy. You don't even have to be doing much. You could just be there. And that's a sign that you're a healer, that people are drawn to you. On the other hand, here's a strange twist. As a healer, you might have some people that don't like you. And it's for no reason. They don't even have well, actually, there is a reason. And the reason is that quote, or that saying that they say, where they say, your light irritates their demons, or your spirit irritates their demons. That is a fact. There are some people that don't like you, and they have absolutely no reason other than they just don't like you because you're you. You could be showing them love, kind to them and everything. They just don't like you. And a lot of times that is because these are people that need to be healed. These are people who are unhealed, as well as many of us, and people who don't want to heal. They don't want to. It's so much easier for them to sit around talking shit about people, find negative things to say about people. It's easier for them to do that than to compliment people, say nice things to people, and encourage people, or just see beauty in people. They'd rather find whatever flaws they can find because they're not happy with themselves. And so sometimes, like I say, your light is too bright for some people, and they don't like it. It doesn't fit. They don't have a true reason to dislike you, but they'll find a reason. And it's all because they don't want to heal. They don't want your loving friendliness. They don't want that. They would rather have a kind of like a beef or a competition or something like that, because that's easier than facing the fact that they need to heal. It is what it is, fam. Send them love and light, or not, whatever you feel. I ain't telling you to do anything. But fam, that's it for this video. I don't really have anything more to say. I just wanted to connect with you guys, make it just a little something, you know, just to connect with y'all. And I'll see y'all next time, fam. Peace and blessings.